Natalie, JPU, Jamaica, Politics Uncovered. One people, one team, one vision. Jamaica, we say. Jingle. Jamaica Politics Uncovered, JPU on the scene. Carrying the facts, keeping people informed and clean.
JPU stands strong. Oh yes, we're standing strong.
JPU with Jamaica every day.
Stronger Jamaica
2026,
building back better.
that's the fix.
One people, one team,
One vision, we say.
JPU with Jamaica
Every day.
stronger Jamaica
2026,
building back better.
that's the fix.
One people, one team,
One vision, we say.
JPU with Jamaica.
Every day. Real news on time, helping Jamaica plan.
Together we rise, one heart, one land.
One JPU. Jamaica, we say.
Ooh,
Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of Jamaica Politics Uncovered. If you're new to this channel, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. Guys, tonight we're going to be revisiting a court case that is still ongoing between Jamaica and Venezuela. And I wonder if what we're seeing now that's transpiring between the US and Venezuela, if this decision by the government at the time had anything to do with it. Anyway, I also have some information for you guys about the US and some visa thing that is going to go on with the PNP. So, guys, on the rock and coming, good night, moderators and everybody. Welcome back. It's good to have you guys. Let me see. Yeah. All right. So, guys, do you remember this whole Petrojam thing with Venezuela? Do you guys remember that? You remember that during the time when it was going on? Member of Parliament Philip Palwell cautioned Jamaica's government to kind of tread lightly, with this whole Petrojam thing. So let us talk about it a little bit. We see what's going on over there in Venezuela in the US with Venezuela, and it don't really look good right now. You understand? So that on the screen that you're looking at is Prime Minister Andrew Holness back in 2019 when the case just started, where the government had to go into Parliament and, talk some things. Anyway, so tonight, let us dive into one of the most consequential foreign policy decisions in recent Jamaica's history, right? So the government's move at the time to take full control of Venezuela's 49% stake in Petrojam is what we're revisiting. A decision with, of course, legal, economic, and geopolitical ramification, but one that raises a question no one is asking loudly enough. I don't know if you guys remember during the time, there was a lot of things being said by the PNP, and they were in favor of Venezuela, and they were telling Andrew, either be careful or what you are doing is wrong, right? So was Prime Minister Andrew Holness aware or even influenced by serious allegations involving Venezuela's political leadership before making this move at the time? In 2019, Jamaica government passed an emergency legislation to compulsorily acquire the 49% shares in Petrojam previously held by Venezuela state-owned PDVSA. Holness's administration called it necessary for energy security and to protect Jamaica from expropriation risk. That's what him called it at the time. So that's a bit vague, but we saw what was happening. But Jamaica's position was straightforward. Number one, Venezuela had failed to upgrade their refinery. Number two, the sanctions against Maduro's government were increasing our risk. It was better for Jamaica to control the asset itself, right? But that dispute still is not settled, as I said. Instead, it was migrated to international arbitration at the International Court of Justice. Are you guys aware of that? With Venezuela seeking much more compensation than Jamaica initially offered. So opposition leaders, have warned that an adverse ruling could cost Jamaica and even warned that diplomatic pressure may be mounted from allies like the United States. Now, let's look at the elephant in the room. Nicolas Maduro, president of Venezuela. His name is not just tied to political leadership. It has been associated with some serious allegations of drug trafficking and corruption. Specifically, at this time, a U.S. criminal indictment, which is alleging that Maduro's government enabled narcotics trafficking through the Caribbean for decades, even suggesting corruption among transit country politicians. And yes, the Caribbean is being fingered as having some Caribbean leaders involved in it. That is what the court documents say. But important, the indictment does not specifically name Jamaican officials by name, and there is no public evidence linking, Holness personally to these allegations or any Jamaican politician. But the broader claim that Venezuelan political actors have been deeply involved in narcotics networks has shaped U.S. policy in the region and their recent actions. So that's where the question kind of gets tricky. So may I ask again, what did Andrew Holness know and when did he know it? Here's what is factually established. The Jamaican government anticipated sanctions against Venezuela, and that was one reason cited for the Petrojam acquisition, right? So the PNP was aware of all of this with the sanctions and so. I don't want to call any names because I don't remember exactly which PNP officials were very strong against what Holness was doing at the time. Whether Holness had access to classified intelligence linking Maduro specifically to alleged trafficking at the time of the Petrojam decision, or whether that intelligence, whether if it existed, influences decision, we don't really know. But we know about the sanctions. But when it comes down to the trafficking and all the other allegations, we don't know. There's no public record showing Holness being consulted, to get an intelligence briefing tying Maduro's alleged drug links to the decision on Petrojam. And therein lies the heart of tonight's central question. Did Holness make this move based purely on economic and diplomatic risk? Or was he aware of deeper unspoken regional pressure tied to the US's anti-drug priorities. Well, here was the domestic criticisms, in case you guys haven't heard it. The opposition, domestic and regional. Opposition parties and, political analysts, they try to say to Holness that, let's be careful exposing Jamaica to legal ramifications, right? And some social media commentators at the time had even controversially suggested the Prime Minister may have been targeting, the Prime Minister may have been targeted or compared to Maduro in domestic political rhetoric, right? Though without substantiation. But the regional implications, guys, Holness was publicly cautioned that, the fight against drug traffickers shouldn't undermine Caribbean stability, showing that he recognizes, narco trafficking is a geopolitical concern. But that's not the same as confirming he altered policy because of alleged U.S. pressure tied to drug enforcement. Political analysts break it down like this. Them say Holness acted primarily to secure, or some political analysts, to secure national energy security and prevent asset losses due to international sanctions. And we can see now, based on what is going on, that Holness made the right decision. Don't you guys agree? The critical viewpoint is this. Jamaica's alignment with Western sanctions and subsequent Petrojam move seem to coincide with U.S. anti-Maduro policy, but that does not prove causation. Here's the wild card scenario. If draft intelligence existed linking Venezuela leadership to, trafficking networks, that could have subconsciously influenced foreign policy calculus, right? Even if not publicly acknowledged. But again, no verified documents link Holness to knowledge of specific narcotics allegations before the decision. Guys, you know, say some sitting and talk out of social media, Something out here talking, people. And me hear all those name I call, guys, you know we not like mix up over here, so. But God have mercy, I have been scanning the social media space, and me hear people even say, I wonder if Dodo's indictment. Boy, I mean, I know. Because you know America work, You know with America, when a man go take a plea or plead guilty and the negotiation with time and them something there, them usually have to tell something for true. Right? They usually have to talk something, but me no know. Me can't come out here and say that because I really don't know. You understand? But anyway, it's a very interesting dynamic. But this leads me now to the PNP's connection with all of this. Because you know, say PNP, from the very beginning, from the outset, they have been, cheering for Maduro. Even today, you hear the PNP come out and say that Jamaica must go out there and talk about adherence to international laws. And I am saying now, look here, why is it that every time some problem come up in the world, the PNP always want Jamaica figure pull bungle one of we, figure buy our people war. We not bungle and a fear no pull it, and that we know from we little and grow up. You understand? So I don't understand how the PNP, them not in a government. them in a opposition and them a tell the government say the government must go out there and go talk about international law. Let me tell you something, PNP. The United Nations are watch this whole thing play out just like the whole away. And them response for international law. You hear them saying anything? No. The region and CARICOM, them have a spokesperson, right? So if Jamaica supposed to go out there, go independently, run off them out, that wouldn't be proper. You are part of CARICOM, you make CARICOM carry the message of the region. And then if you not agree with something where the CARICOM heads them and say, then you can independently disassociate yourself from it. But PNP, stop from beat up Jamaica. You hear me? I want to know. Jamaica is on a path of recovery right now from Hurricane Melissa. We don't have time for you pull nobody bungle. This a Venezuela bungle, Maduro bungle. You see, we in a court with Maduro right now, you know. We in a court with Maduro right now because that 49% where Andrew and the government of Jamaica hold on pan, it's still in a court. So we not really want to take on no more problem now with the pan we already. You understand? And guys, this further confirms that on September 3rd, when Jamaica decided to keep the PNP in opposition, it was the right thing to do because look how they position themselves on national security, geopolitics even. It's crazy. This is a dangerous thing where them are going with. You understand? Now, guys, let me just let you know in power information yes now. You see, we're not going to see some of the PNP them. Some of them visa will get taken away now. Some of them visa will get taken away because according to court documents and court files, on a year says some Caribbean leaders and politicians them involved in a Maduro bangarang, right? And I am getting intelligence that during the election of 2025, remember we have been out here asking the PNP say if them take any of Maduro's money, alleged drugs money, in a them campaign. And in this time when them say Maduro in a problem, the sensible thing to do would have been to come out and say, no, we're not taking none of Maduro money for a campaign. What are you talking about? They haven't done it. Which leads a lot of people to believe that the PNP took some of Maduro's money. And Maduro had a stake in the election, right? Some of you may not have known this until now, that Maduro had a stake in our election, with Jamaica being in courthouse with him. Una follow the story, una type in the chat and tell me. Good night, moderators. Lifestyle, big up yourself. Guys, let me know if una follow the story. Una type yes in the chat. May I see una comments and everything. Do una understand and see why Maduro had a stake in our election? Yes, all right, thank you. Winsome, big up yourself. So now, the puzzle pieces are come together, you know. You understand? We are totally understand what going on. Those of us who didn't understand. Remember, over here, so, and in the war room, we've been talking before them stop me about Maduro, campaign financing, and all the things them. And Jamaica now is a country where when it comes on to these information to the public about campaign financing and so, we're not really transparent and we need to be. Because I'll know the PNP no come out and say they didn't take any of Maduro drugs money, alleged drugs money, You understand? But let me tell you now, I was reliably told that in coming weeks, months, you're going to hear some people visa get taken away. You see that one up on the screen, Dayton Campbell? He's one of them too. But I don't know if you remember when the question was being asked, who go collect the money, Maduro money? Who in the PNP go collect Maduro money? Nobody now talk nothing. With them a judgment you will come down upon Maduro. You cannot delay a response like this, you have to come out and talk. So nobody not have no speculation about you. And so that you don't put yourself in a compromising position. Now guys, let me ask you something. You know that man here? You talk in a chat, may I read? Let me know if you know that man here. That man here named Navi. When name Navi something, Navi Williams, Nari Williams Singh. He was part of the aviation apparatus in Jamaica. And he had a recent fallout, guys, with the government. A recent settlement also. Court settlement where him and some of them deputies them did a talk about suing the government for wage freeze. The government must have put a freeze pan wages for him and them something there. And then he was later accused of misconduct and one heap or something. I don't know if him have any political affiliation or anything like that when they come out and publicly stated. But you see the question now about how Maduro money coming to Jamaica. That question would be for the aviation people them to answer. Two, you understand where I'm going with this? Remember, you know, me not accuse this man here of anything. Me ask. Why under Nigel Clark leadership at the finance ministry? Remember, Nigel Clark is an upstanding person. And I say that with 100% certainty. Nigel Clark is an upstanding gentleman, right? And if Nigel Clark as a finance minister could have put wage freeze, you know, something in a something. Anyway, them settle out of court and the misconduct where he was accused of. You can go read about it. Me never talk much more about it, but I think it's worth looking into. Let me see if I some of the document. Okay, so some of it here. Inside pay dispute that pitted Jamaica's aviation executives against finance ministry. It says Director General of the Jamaica Civil Aviation Authority, Nari Williams Singh, and 3 senior executives have withdrawn their lawsuit against the Ministry of Finance and Public Service over a salary freeze. Remember, Jamaica no have to put no salary freeze for nobody because we not in them the situation there again. So in my belief now, you know what? I'm gonna let you guys go and look up this for yourself. And we can come back and revisit this. Because I don't really want to make too much opinion on it. You understand? But anyway, he was put on leave and all of the things them. So that is all I'll say about that right now. But we still need to know how Maduro money came into Jamaica. We still need to know. Did it go through the regular banking system? Did it come in from plane and them something there? We need to know. Aviation people, we need to know. PNP, we need to know. You see how long we ask the question? See, Mr. Singer.
The air traffic flow management system is one of those tools that helps us to move aircraft more efficiently. I mean, the number of movements are increasing, but our airspace is finite. So we have to put these types of tools to use to ensure that we can manage more aircraft.
Yes, Mr. Singh. You know anything about the Venezuela money? Where it go? We don't know. All right, so Well, not easy at guys. Back to the Petrojam saga and Venezuela. The Prime Minister did put up some tweets as this was playing out in the parliament. According to one of his tweets here, he said, today I submitted, and this was from 2019, today I submitted a bill in parliament to provide, and this is just to give you an idea, if you don't know, of why Jamaica take the 49% from Venezuela. Did I say that right? Jamaica take the 49% from Venezuela. So Andrew Holness at the time said, today I submitted a bill in parliament to provide for the acquisition of the shares held in Petrojam Limited by persons other than the Petroleum Corporation of Jamaica and for connected matters. Owing to Petrojam's continued association with Venezuela entities, some suppliers have advised Petrojam that they are no longer willing to take the risk of supplying to Petrojam, and others have expressed grave concerns. It looked like the Prime Minister was talking about the sanctions and the bangarang where we see come out and play out now. If Petrojam is not able to access the goods and services required for the functioning of the refinery, the operations of the company would be severely jeopardized. So the Prime Minister of Jamaica was very transparent in what he was doing. At the time, we also had Venezuela in crisis with Maduro and the opposition over there. Remember, say Europe did give him ultimatum and them something. Don't remember that? The Prime Minister did put out one next tweet. Let me see if yes, well, this is the one I wanted to show you as well. He said, regretfully, the negotiations for the purchase of the 49% shareholding have not achieved the desired outcome. This was February 19 of 2019. So the Prime Minister of Jamaica and the government at the time, them did everything what them could to try and safely get Jamaica out of this, out of this crisis situation with Venezuela, and we can see what happened right now. You understand? So the government never wrong at the time. See, Philip Palwell was saying he was urging a delicate dance with the US, Venezuela, and oil crisis. So who would have known that we would be here right now, I mean, it's crazy. But this is what I mean, guys, when I talk about having the confidence in your government, and the judgment and the decision makers and stuff like that. You gotta have that. You can't have people where their head no screw on properly on their shoulder. They go make all kind of decision, all kind of mistake. And when you look, we get caught up in a geopolitical problem that doesn't serve us. We have a country to run and we cannot afford it. Right now, me not really trust PNP's me not trust PNP's judgment when it comes on to foreign policy and how they deal with. Boy, I mean, I know. I think the PNP is still operating as if geopolitically we're still in the environment of the 1970s, 80s. A different time now. You understand? So, uno soon see UFA visa will get revoked, and we're likely to hear more information come out regarding Maduro case. Me know they can't call my name. How about uno? Uno type in the chat and tell me, put up uno hand. Hey, put up uno hand. If Maduro indictment can't put uno name in it, Lord have mercy. Me know they can't put Andrew Holness name in there. Me no know about the PNP. Because who take Maduro money for come out now, no contact. They should have come out from election time, but them never had one ear. After we tell them, say, who take Maduro money, step to the front of the line. Nobody never want to talk. Well, see the judgment here now. But anyway, guys, moving on. Today was an interesting day. Today was the National Day of Prayer. And would you believe that the opposition leader of Jamaica was not present? And you know what? I'm just going to say this boldly. I don't discriminate any religious group, okay? I think that everybody them have them right to worship and believe in what they want to believe in. But I think it's full time now that Mark Golding come to the nation as the opposition leader and come tell the nation what is his religious beliefs. We know him as a Jew, right? And Jamaica is a by large, a Christian country. And that's okay. But I don't like the deception. Like, we know Andrew a 7-day Adventist, right? We know Fitzjack's not Christian and them something there. Why Mark Golding can come out to the nation and come tell them, say, him is of the Jewish faith and what him stand for, what are his principles? I don't know much about the Jewish faith. I know, I've lived among Jewish people. I've never had any problem with them. I know that they are very hyper-focused on money. They're very much motivated by money and they stick together and they're business-oriented. But when it comes on to their religious beliefs and their faith, I don't know much about it. A majority of Jamaica don't. So it's time now for Mark Golding come out, come tell the nation and honest with the nation what his religious beliefs are and what are those principles. You understand, that help shaped, the person he is today. We know both of his parents are Jew and them buried in the Jewish cemetery. But Mark Golding should not feel ashamed to come tell the nation, say, him is a Jew and talk what those Jewish principles are. Because as human beings, we are all influenced from we're children by whatever faith we grew up in, right? I grew up in the 7-day Adventist faith, and that is what influenced my belief system and how I operate and function, right? And I grew up as an adult woman, started off my child in Adventist school, Adventist church, and that's something that I was carried on, by me, influenced by my family. So I want to know, why is it that on such an important day in the country, opposition leaders don't normally miss these events? They don't normally miss them. And unless Mark Golding upon a hospital bed, then him should not have missed this. But it's a habit of his, where you see these very important national events, he doesn't show up. I don't know if that has anything to do with his Jewish faith. And that's why it's important that he come out and tell the people. Him should have do that before the election. But it's important that he come out and tell the people what this Jewish faith stand for, and see if we align, if we're in alignment, as a people. Not to say that we're going to ostracize anybody because of their religious or any belief, we're not match up with the majority. That's not the aim here. It's just honesty, straightforwardness we are dealing with. You understand? But it was a good vibe, a good atmosphere. All the speakers, I saw some of it earlier this evening. All the speakers, the religious groups, they all said the right things. They all acknowledged that Jamaica is reeling from this Hurricane Melissa, and them call for divine intervention to help the government and the opposition. That's what I heard one clergyman said, is that we need help. We need help. We need help with wisdom, understanding. We need help with patience and all them something there, which is true. Prayers cannot be too much. But Fitzjackson, him beard and come out, him look clean. You understand? Standing beside the Prime Minister and them something there. But guys, moving on, I want to talk to you now about this here. Today, me see the Star published something about advocates calling for paid menstrual leave. I want to know what you think about this, guys. Paid menstrual leave. Me see one woman comment say if she can get paid leave for menopause. On any given day, more than 300 million women worldwide are menstruating, yet many continue to push through pain, fatigue, and emotional distress in silence. It's true. You know, we can't deny the fact that we have some women who experience menstruation in a very different way. Very different way, as in, you have some women, them can't even leave them yard because they're so uncomfortable, in pain, can't function, it mess with their mental health and them something there. You understand? And they either have to use up their sick leave, they may not even have enough sick leave, or them have to push through, you know, and that can cause problem in the workplace. It can cause all kind of problem. So should women get paid leave, guys? Let me see what you guys are saying here. Paid menstrual leave, no. Loss of job production, it won't happen. Okay. Why says the show retroactive pay? Oh, Jesus. You see, all them there's something there now. At that we have to go deal with it now, because if you have to pay, if you have to start pay women now, we have some serious and some severe PMS problem. You're going to have to pay everybody back pay, front pay, side pay, all kind of pay. I don't know. I think it's a legitimate thing. And I think, yes, there should be provisions made for women who experience these things. Not all women experience it, so let's make that clear. But I think the employers them supposed to can find a way to verify. Say if a woman come to you and say, listen, I would like to be paid to be off, you know, during this time. I think they should go through a rigorous health screening, right? So they must get a doctor, preferably a doctor through the employer or provided by the employer. It may take, you know, a month or 2 months or 3 months even to vet the person to make sure, say, yes, this is a consistent occurrence. You understand? See if them have any medical condition like PCOS and endometriosis and all of them something there. Diagnosis and them something there. So it can be done, and I think it should be done because, you know, some of us, even though we may not struggle with this or suffer with this, we've at least gone through one really bad month in our life. So we know how that feel. But can you imagine the woman them will go through this every month? It's terrible. You understand? But we have paid leave. We have paid paternal leave in Jamaica for men, you know, who are starting their family or they have a new baby in the family. I'm very glad to see that Jamaica is one of the few countries in the world, not just in the region, but in the world, to have paid paternal leave, right? And the women, them have it too. But to me, I feel like it should be the time on it should be extended for the women. Guys, this one time I just have my daughter. I did have for about 2 months. I take off from work. I used to one time I have to go back to work. 2 months? Yeah, man, I think 2 months. Or nearly 2 months. You see when I have to go back to work, guys, a piece of depression come down for me. Yes, I have to leave my work and stay home with her until she was about 10 years old. You understand? My daughter is turning 18 this year, but when me think, when me I go where I work at evening time and see the little girl, can't talk. You know, there was just this guilt that I had to live with every single day I go to work. And I look on the girl, I walk through the door, I left for her. And I say, then how can this be? Maybe that's why I'm not a pitney. I say, how can this be? You're not supposed to leave your newborn like that for go away for 12 hours and come back from work. By the time you come back, you're tired, you can't spend time with the pitney. You have to pump milk. I pump milk, I put in a fridge, I work for. No, sir, I couldn't do it. A piece of depression come down for me. But for me, fortunately, I was lucky enough to be able to do that. There are a lot of women who go through this depressive stage, postpartum depression and other rest of depression come down upon them after they have their kids. And I feel the same thing, leaving your kids and you feel guilty because you think you're doing something wrong. You feel like you are detaching from your child. And that's a horrible feeling, I can tell you, right? So after about the first month and a half, 2 months back to work, I say I couldn't do this anymore. I couldn't do this anymore. And all those years that I spent at home with my daughter, they have been the most fulfilling years of my life so far, you know? And, you know, you bond with your child, you're there for your child, you watch your child grow, you participate in the development, actively participate in the development of your child. And in the world that we're living in today, where women are more productive, women are going out there, you know, holding down jobs and pursuing their careers, and some are even choosing not to have kids. But in this world that we're living in today, I am traditional, conservative to an extent. I strongly believe that every child, every young person, young children must always have at least one parent in the home that is there for them 24/7. Right? I saw them grow me, but there was a time when my mom left the home and went to work, and that was devastating. You know, because first of all, the responsibility as the oldest child and with the siblings them, that fell on me hard growing up. When my mother had to leave the home and go work. You understand? So that's for a whole nother topic, guys. That's a whole nother topic. You understand? I could say a lot on that, but you know, I think that if we can afford it at some point in time, we should revisit the leave, the time leave that we're giving mothers, you know, for their children. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Want to open the phone line tonight? Want to talk fast? Anybody have anything to say tonight? A lot of us men are not sympathetic enough to female and not understanding the emotional trauma associated with prenatal, postnatal, and pre and post menopausal symptoms. Very well. Thank you for that comment. Cool Shade. Thank you for that comment. It's true. It is very true. You know, sometimes it's not so easy being a female. Sometimes, you know, because you got all these things that you have to deal with, and you know, sometimes some women even choose not to have children, and they're scrutinized heavily by people, you know, putting pressure on them. Even having one child. People come down on me sometimes for having one child, one picnic and a picnic. And right now, over 40, when I go around some of my friends, them are going to tell me, say, oh, me not have no more children, and if you have more children. I mean, I say, over 40, who does that? You understand? So, we have to just understand, say, you know, going through life as a female, it can be hard for some more than others, but it's a very interesting experience to say the least, and can be challenging. And as different genders, you know, males don't experience life the same as females. And I'm not trying to play any victim or anything, because men, they have their own challenges through life too. And it may not have anything to do with, you know, hormones or, you know, any biological thing. But I think men go through for them challenges more mentally than physiologically, if you know what I mean, because the expectation from men, every day they go out there into the world, they're expected to perform, and they're expected to always be there and be accommodating, and there's a lot of pressure. Some of the man them over here, when you're talking at the chat, what are some of the challenges that you guys face going through the world and navigating life? Because me know it hard for a man to, and that's where we, as women come in with our nurturing kind of spirit, and men need that. Not for them now talk it, but they do. You understand? Because out there in the world, navigating the world daily as a man, it hard. I've heard some men say. TV man, you talk. A long time I hear from TV man, What I want to say about the phone line, what the phone line are now, is that all you have to say about the visas? Yes, that's all I have to say about the visa. What more you want to hear about the visa? Just keep on your eye open, you're not going to see. Me don't know why I'm to TV, man. Me sorry. Him probably are listening. Probably will soon hear where I call him name and call. Yes. Open the line. All right. I have to reach for the phone, so just give me a quick second. I also want to make a comment about the Akompong Maroons. Give me a second, guys.
The air traffic flow management system is one of the...
Wait a minute. When you notice, me have some new things are going on here, so me have to take my time navigate them, Wait there.
The air traffic flow management system is one of those tools that helps us to move aircraft more efficiently. I mean, the number of movements are increasing, but our airspace is...
Okay, guys, so the number to the program through WhatsApp is here. Let me see. Guys, please hit the like button. Hello, good night. Why you say that? Good night. Welcome to the live.
Happy New Year, Merry Christmas.
Oh, thank you. Same to you.
Yeah, man.
So how you do?
Now the two body now now do good. When it start the channel me that tell you about from long time. I text them, but I say this is still.
Yeah, you know I've been on the road over the holiday, but send me another message.
Yeah, man. Maybe I watch all of the thing there, man. What are we on the TMT? I call out the JLT talk about the Venezuela thing.
Yes. Me hear them, but me don't address them already. Say Bungle and feel we're not pulling it. We have enough problem already, don't it?
Yeah, and them understand say history shows the JLT aligned with the US and not with the socialist countries or anything like that. And me and friend from Venezuela were happy. Them text me and say, what are we have to start off the new year with the dictator out? So I said, well, if them happy, who am I to say?
Okay. So look here, what you think about the case with Jamaica holding on to the 49% shares of Venezuela? From 2019, it's still in a court, but from 2019, may I tell you, say Andrew Holness the ramp,
Boy, we really have to see. We really have to see how it turns out.
Okay.
Honestly, we just have to see, because with Venezuela, Venezuela itself, I got court with even American oil companies, like Exxon and stuff like that. So it's definitely, we have to definitely see a player, but them not have the money.
Yeah.
That's the thing, them not have the money.
Me hear say Maduro illegally them have no kind him can't even hire a lawyer no kind of money.
Yeah,
Illegally.
them are the freeze all I pass
Yeah.
All I pass it for the frozen, so them him can't use them at the money.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right. Well, thank you for calling. It's good to hear from you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Good for, yeah.
Send me a
All
message.
the ways on this system, but
Okay,
you
cool.
send me a message and everything.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself.
Yes.
All right. So a comment here. A gentleman, I asked about some of the challenges that men face, navigating society. And one of our friends said, my hardest challenges was when my baby mother left the 3 kids on me at a tender age, and I got through it when I was living in Jamaica. Now they're all grown up big people. Oh my God, Richard, I'm so sorry to hear that. So sorry to hear that. I mean, this happens, it doesn't happen as often as how it happens to women, but a lot of men are left and abandoned by the mother of their children. And when the woman them are leave, most of the time they know bring the children them with them. And it's wrong to separate the kids and take them out of the home. But a lot of men, they don't talk about this. I don't know why. You understand? So I'm sorry to hear that. And, it's good to see that you made it through where the kids are all grown up now. So that's good. And it takes a great deal of effort to carry through 3 children as a man by yourself. That's a lot. Let me see. That's what I said. If Venezuela love it, I like it. Okay. I hear they have seized a resort owned by Maduro in the Dominican Republic. For sure? Lord Jesus. In Canada, In Canada. But guys, why me even want to touch a topic there? The arguments. Let me take time talk. The argument where them attack I say but Lord, I'm afraid for talk it. Afraid for talk it over here. You know me not get scared by much. But me I tell you say that the argument there where them attack I say dodos and then sitting there. Lord God. Eh? One man called me this evening. I tell me say boy, him get intelligence say Bojo no visa for true. I must say, boy, JPU, anything where you talk, I saw it going on. Me say, would have put my life on the line for anything where you say. Me say, But, that's a whole nother topic. But guys, want to see the video I posted earlier about the Prime Minister and Chief Curry. Make we talk about that real quick. Chief Curry, they had the January 6th celebration. Me never had a look feed because I say, due to the hurricane and the damage were gone, me not really look for the January 6th. Well, them keep January 6th down at a compound and the event turned out nice and so. When me look at the Prime Minister, me sit down there put on a piece of dancing with the Maroons them. And me I tell you, say, boy, it just see video, yeah. It wasn't just the Prime Minister and the Maroons. It wasn't just the Prime Minister and the Maroons. It was Chief Curry, the Prime Minister together. The Prime Minister is such a confident man and such a mature-minded man that when he stood before Chief Curry to greet him, shake his hand, and looked him in the eyes, look him in his face, And it's like, yeah, you oppose me. You know, I want to know Chief Curry was campaigning with the PNP and the whole heap of something them, and it's like, okay, election over now. It's time for us to unite. We're one people, you know, and over we can't help as the government, we're gonna help, you know, and we're gonna keep the traditions and keep the way of governance. All leaders have before gone down to a compound. British High Commission and everybody gone down to a compound to celebrate January 6th with them. So what was to stop Andrew Holness? Nothing. Him could have said nah bother going away because of how the whole thing with the JDF engineers and how some people, including people like Sprague Benz, surprised me in how they try to politicize it and try to pick Curry against the Prime Minister and the government. If I did me, if I tell you the truth, me would go. Not this time around, me would go. But the Prime Minister and the, members of his cabinet, they went. And it was a pleasant experience. And that's how it should be. Right? Right now, me can tell you say, Chief Curry, no matter what his stance was before the election or after, ever since the people of a compound come out, come protest against him, he has no choice but to stand for, by, and with his people. He had no choice. People them don't like the Prime Minister. They don't have a problem with the Prime Minister. They don't have a problem with the JDF engineers. So that's why I always say there's no power bigger than people power, you know. Whether it's a compound Maroons or the general population of Jamaica. The people are always going to be the ones calling the shots. You understand? So I just saw it, and it was a pleasant thing to see the spirit of the Maroon people in the midst of the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa. They were all delighted to spend time with and welcome the government of Jamaica, as it should be. So, me no want hear no more argument. Me no want hear no more division. Me no want hear no more problem about the compound Chief Curry, who the PNP them now call him sellout because they like division and war. So them a cuss Curry now as a Curry a sellout because through Curry, when you see Curry a dance with the Prime Minister and I enjoy the January 6th celebrations with the Prime Minister. So some of the PNP them now are saying man sell out because they love war, you know. Be a war PNP love, you know. Them not believe in a unity and, agreeing to disagree. They have this uncivilized way about them that if they disagree with you, they have to hate you. They have to try to take you down, try to destroy your reputation and them things there. And that to me is very uncivilized. So they may want to see a continuation of a standoff between the government of Jamaica and Chief Curry. We don't want to see that. We don't want to see it. So anyway, guys, make we wrap it up here now. I thank you all so much for participating. Please make sure that you hit the like button before you leave. And let us keep our eyes open for what is to come out of this whole Maduro. When Dodosa get released at 27? Talking I chat, let me see. I think Dodosa come out 2027. But make we see, guys. Them say Angela Brownbrook have green card. Me no know. Right now, you see I shoot one woman, I must say Indianapolis today. One of them state there. Ice them now ramp, you know. So if Angela Brownbrook is implicated in this whole Maduro, Venezuela, drugs money saga, they will take away her green card, you know. But make we see what go on. When you say Dodosa come out 29, January 27, somebody say. The drug trafficking we are going in the region, or has been going on in the region. Jamaica has been involved in it too. You know, where you have people in Jamaica involved in it. And Jamaica has been a place where people move drugs through. and guns too. You understand? So make we see, guys. Make we see how it go. Anyway, have yourselves a good night and thank you so much for joining. Come back again on Friday. The program is live Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 8 p.m. Continue, please, to check out the video uploads, guys. Have a good rest of your evening.
Big up Natalie, JPU, Jamaica Politics Uncovered. One people, one team, one vision. Jamaica, we say.
Jingle.
Jamaica Politics Uncovered, JPU on the scene. Carrying the facts, keeping people informed and clean.
JPU stands strong. Oh yes, we're standing strong.
JPU with Jamaica every day.
Stronger Jamaica.
2026,
Building back better.
that's the fix.
One people, one team.
One vision, we say.
JPU with Jamaica.
Every day.
Stronger Jamaica.
2026,
Building back better.
that's the fix.
One people, one team.
One vision, we say.
JPU with Jamaica.
Every day. Real news on time. Helping Jamaica plan.
Together we rise one heart.